Hello there, folks. Sitting here on the balcony again, and it is a really nice summer evening, and it's warm for once, I'm going to say. And I thought it was a good idea to do part 2 of the new short series that I've started called 14 versus 47. It is where I go through an old chart book that I found that I made during my teen years, and trying to remake some of those charts now when I'm older. I'm 47 years old, and compare the charts. So I did one before. I did where I showed the list of my favorite musicians in jazz and different kind of instruments, and compared it to what I like today. And today I'm going to do top 10 from a band that was definitely one of my absolute favorites back then, and they are still active. They released a fantastic new single with Soft Cell earlier this year. I'm talking about Neil Tennant and Chris Love of Pet Shop Boys. A top 10 from them, and much to the happiness for some, but I thought it was a great thing to do. I did a top 12 back then, but I have shortened it down to 10, of course. So I can first start by show some singles that were outside of the chart, honorable mentions, and honorable mention. I wouldn't normally do this kind of thing. Little cute and go happy to be Pet Shop Boys, actually. I'm with Stupid, one of the later ones. Also, honorable mention, Can You Forgive Her? I like the lyrics. The best song from the disappointing album Nightlife, the by far best song, I Don't Know What You Want But I Can't Give It Anymore. And we have Being Boring, and the single that came out before that one from the same album, So Hard. We have Suburbia, and we have DJ Culture, a song that was a huge favorite of mine back in 1991. Still a great one though. Their second album ever, Love Comes Quickly. So, with that, let's go in to the top 10. Starting with number 10. And back in 1988-89, I can see that it's most likely done. Number 10 were It's a Sin. And some of you might react that one of their absolute biggest hits are only number 10. But it is a song that I still think is a really great one. It's a fantastic production, fantastic made song, but a bit overplayed, and I assume that I thought of it as overplayed even back then. So it isn't on the chart now, 2022, but at number 10, a later one, and it's not even a single, but it's on a single. It's not by a single that is the song single that is number 10, but the B-side, Discoteca, This is from the. This is also on the album, but it also is on the B side of the song single. In 1996, Pet Shop Boys worked for a couple of songs with the Scottish percussion drum all-girl band She Boom, because they were very influenced by Brazilian music. So these girls provided with that feeling of the South America, Brazil, and they did it with an honor, and the refrain is so amazing. First a slow little mystical refrain, and then all of a sudden the refrain goes and it explodes with drums, and Neil Tennant singing in Portuguese, Spanish, and it is an amazing song. Number 10, Discoteca. Number 9, the oldest song on this top 10. Number 9 back then were the duet with Dusty Springfield, What Have I Done to Deserve This? Also a song that is great, but has been played maybe a little too much. Number 9 now is the third single they ever released. Maybe it is the first song they ever released, but the third song they released that became a hit, if we're going to say it like that, because some of the first songs that they made that didn't sell at all were songs that they will be remixing and release later on as opportunities. Let's make lots of money. This was, I think it was first or second single they ever released, but it flopped very much. So the breakthrough came first with West End Girls in 1986. Then Love Comes Quickly, as I said, and then came Opportunities, the new version that became a hit. And I think this one is better than the original one, though the original one is good, but the production and the feeling in this is really great, and also the irony in the lyrics. Text filled with great satire and irony. So number 9, Opportunities. Number 8, another album track, but it's also released on single, but the single version is so different from the album track, so I'm charting here the album track. Back then, the number 8 song were this one, Opportunities. So I'm still holding the place pretty good, that song. Number 8 this time is a song from my absolute favorite Pet Shop Boys album, but it's also one of the best albums ever in my opinion. Very, from 1993. And at number 8 we have Yesterday When I Was Mad, the album version. The single version came out on their Disco 2 album that were released after this. And I think that one is okay, but it's far from the energy and the fantasy that this version has. So the album version of Yesterday When I Was Mad is number 8. Number 7 in 1989 were Rent. The little sad story about the guy who works as a chauffeur or butler for a rich woman and falls in love with her. It's a great song, but it's not on this chart. Number 7 this time is also one from the 80s, Domino Dancing. Domino Dancing is also the start of Pet Shop Boys' Latino style. I think it's a really, really great and fantastic made song. I also like to push for the B-side. The song called Don Juan also is a fantastic, fantastic B-side. When it comes to Pet Shop Boys, their B-sides is always worth checking up, because they always, unlike many other artists, they always put some effort on their B-sides, so it will be listenable to the one who buys the singles. Hats off for that. Number 6, we had back then this one, Suburbia, back in 1989. Now it is an honorable mention, but hey, I have so many songs to choose from, I have to make sacrifices, and especially since they have made such amazing songs after this original chart was made. But number 6 this time is from the Yes album in 2009, an album that Pet Shop Boys felt that they wanted to do a regular danceable album again. And at number 6 is the best single from that one, Love Etc. After a couple of albums that were good, but maybe not their absolute best, they released a really, really great album again, and a single that really was different from a lot of singles that they made. It was more jumpy, it was more go happy style, and it was really, really fun and great song. Love Etc. is a song that even if Neil Tennant's voice as usual sounds a little bit sad, it is a go happy song that is very, very funny. And I can say that this is the most modern Pet Shop Boys song on the chart right now. We have at number 5, we had back in 1989, Love Comes Quickly. 2022, the number 5 song is a song from the actual album back in 1987, but was released in 1988 with a new remix. Normally I'm not that fond of when they do remixes, single remixes, and the album version sounds different. But in this case, though the album version is great, of course, the single version became even better. Though I feel like they could have made this single version on the album. But number 5 is Heart. Also a pretty go happy song when it comes to production and melody, but the lyrics of course is not that happy, but I really like the phrase that goes through it's really, really funny and a really, really great dance beat in it. We have at number 4 back then we had Left to My Own Devices at number 4. Also a fantastic song. Great lyrics. Che Guevara and Debussy to a disco beat. I really like that phrase. Though, as I said, sacrifices needs to be made. I had to sacrifice those that are most played. And at number 4 now is an album track from Very, my favorite album, the Pet Shop Boys. And it is the 6th track, Dreaming of the Queen. No. 5th track, Dreaming of the Queen. And Dreaming of the Queen is as British as it goes lyric-wise. Name-dropping Lady Diana, and the Queen, of course, might be most likely might be Queen Elizabeth. And the production and the melody is also very dreamy, very relaxing and amazing atmosphere in this song. And I remember falling in love with this song from the beginning. I heard it. I can understand why it wasn't made as a single, but it still is maybe one of the best album tracks that they ever made, because it has such a fantastic atmosphere and production and feeling in it. Now, coming to the metal positions. Number 3, back then, were always on my mind. Number 3 right now is, no, not Discoteca again. It is the main single here, bilingual, but the single bilingual. And once again, She Boom, who is really cool. Take a look at the performance at the top of the pops or the video. You might see what I'm talking about. Really cool when the girls comes in red t-shirts and looks really cool. really great, and also a little ironic song and an ironic video, but it's a really amazing Latin groove in this one. She Boom, of course, do their thing, fantastic, but it also is such a great combination with She Boom and the voice of Neil Tennant. Really fantastic song. So, number 2, we had back then the song that were a little bit lower, but still on the chart, Domino Dancing. Number 2 this time is not a single, but it is a B-side. But here I chosen to take the album that it's from, just to show it, because it's a really odd one. It is a B-side, and it is from on their B-side album, Alternatives, which contains all of their B-side in a double album set. And the B-side, the original side is Go West, which also is a fantastic one. Could be an honorable mention, of course. But the B-side is even stronger. Why this one wasn't made as a single itself is, to me, a mystery, because it's really fun and great song. I'm talking about the song called Shameless, number 9 on CD2. Shameless is a really ironic song. They made a lot of ironic and songs that is fantastic satire, but I wonder if this isn't the one where they at their best putting the spot on, because the song is about celebrities, being a celebrities. All the youngsters want to be celebrities, going on parties and making a fool of themselves and so on, and really, really spot on the celebrity world. And they're doing with amazing production, an amazing melody, and as I said, I don't understand why this wasn't made as a single, because it could really be really fun. I remember in this book sheet from this album, it is an interview with Pet Shop Boys where they comment on each song, and Neil Tennant says that he would have loved to see a video with for Shameless containing spitting image. It would be really, really great, and it would be really, really fun to see what they could do, what kind of video they would do with a song with a message like this. But now, number one, back in 1989, it was the song "It's All Right." It's a very, very forgotten song today. One of their smallest hits during the 80s. It was released back in 1989, and it's extremely forgotten today. Still, I think it's a great, great song, but I listened to it way too much. It hasn't been played all that much in radio, but I have listened to it a little too much, maybe. So number one right now is a song that the Pet Shop Boys performed at the Brit Awards, I think, it was some kind of a show where they performed it as a tribute to Elvis Presley. And that one became so big, so they had to release it as a single of their own. And then later also a new version of their album, actually, where this song was performed. But I have an album version of the LP version of actually, where that actually is a special edition, a double pack, where containing both the album and the 12-inch of this song. I'm talking then, of course, of Always on My Mind. And usually when you take a ballad, because Always on My Mind is an original, of course, it's a ballad, and make it into making a ballad into a disco version, it doesn't always sound all that good. It sounds very forcible and desperate in some form. But it is an art to make a cover version of a ballad into a disco song and manage to make it sound like a completely new song, a song of its own. You can barely hear that it's a cover, actually, and of course I hadn't heard the original when I discovered this song back in '9 when it came, but still it is a fantastic production, a really explosion of synthesizer sounds, of effects and great sounds, and I've always been a fan of the production and the sound of this one. The dance beat, the groove, and the sound is magnificent. Magnificent. So that is why Always on My Mind is this Pet Shop Boys song that is always on my mind. My favorite Pet Shop Boys songs ever, among many. But as I said, there are tons of Pet Shop Boys songs left that I haven't mentioned. I could easily make it even longer chart, or maybe a new chart. But that was the top 10 of Pet Shop Boys, both back in 1989, 88, 89, and today, 2022. I hope that you have enjoyed my little walk through the great songs of Pet Shop Boys. I hope that you have a really nice time in the summer. Now when we're marching into August, if we haven't already when you're watching this. So until next time, take care everybody. See ya.